guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Of course, it's Shits and JJ here. And if you're a new subscriber, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your support. So today we have a new different video. And of course, today Shits is my director. She's behind the camera. So today we have a different video for you guys. And we have a guest with us, and we hope this video will inspire you and you'll get entertained. And most importantly, we're hoping you'll get inspired. And yeah, so let me introduce you to our guest today, and let him introduce himself. Welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Pastor Davis Múroki. I pastor with the Oasis of Love Church Moya and the Reverend Castle, and I'm born again. Yes.
Yeah, so today, guys, as I have told you, we have a different kind of a video. So today we are talking about marriage, and we have Pastor Múroki here to tell us more about marriage and the view and notions about different people concerning marriage. And to do that, I have different questions, and that he will be answering for us, and I hope it will be a blessing to all of you. So, yeah, let's start with our first question. So, what can you advise a person, or what is your take on is it wrong for a Christian, a husband or wife, to attend different or separate churches?
Okay, thank you. So when it comes to the issues and matters of churches and religion,
Yes.
I think it's important for a couple to agree, especially if you got married and you are not decided which church to be attending. It's good for people to sit and talk and agree on where to attend. Where possible, it's good for a couple to attend together in a certain church they choose. And that is especially because of the sake of their children. Because you can imagine if the husband is attending this church, the other is attending that other church, what happens is that you begin to separate children. So they grow without having a foundation of where to attend. So it is important for people to agree on where to attend. And that only comes when you just sit and decide this is what you want to do. And I have seen that working. But probably it's not possible to do that. It's always also good to seek help so that you can be able to know how to go about that.
So you think in terms of if a Christian marries a Muslim, now what happens?
If a Christian marries a Muslim, then it's always good for the lady to understand the Islamic religion, because basically in the Muslim community, the child will always be attending the mosque with the father, and there's nothing you can do about that. That's their law, and that's how they operate. So a Christian who is deciding to get married to a Muslim must understand that, so that when they get there, they don't begin to have issues. And also that lady also is a possibility that in one way or the other they will become Muslims, because that's how they put it. Of course, you can decide not to, but you see, you're under Sharia.
Now, let me ask this.
Yeah.
What if now the guy is a Christian, and now the girl is a Muslim, and now the guy wants to do a wedding? Is it possible that the wedding, you can do a wedding as a Christian with a Muslim?
The husband being a Christian,
Yeah.
and the lady being a Muslim.
Yeah.
The Muslim community won't accept that. And of course, the laws behind the Islamic religion is that if a lady wants to get to a Muslim community, unless, I may decide to, I just want to go and get married, the possibility is that lady will be counted as an outcast by their family. So they will never relate to the family at that very level, which if she decides to do that, then go get married Christian man, but she must understand that she will forfeit the family where she comes from.
Okay. Thank you. So the next question, what is the proper age to get married?
I will not specifically say there is a proper age at which one can get married to. What I would say is it's good to have a plan in life. If you are in high school, complete your schooling, go to college, complete your college, most probably begin to work, look for something to be doing because it's important to be stable financially, emotionally, and all that. I don't think a high school guy or even a college guy at some level they have developed emotionally because you require a lot of emotional stability in marriage. It's not just a walk in the park as people think. You need to be strong emotionally, you need to have some stability in the issues of finance. In one or the other, when you've reached your goals and there's what you wanted in life, then you can decide to do that. But I would advise if you're in college, complete your college, look for a job and begin to do something. You see, if it's for a young man, even God did not give Adam a girlfriend. God gave Adam a woman, but He gave Adam first work to do before bringing the woman along. So if it's a man, find something that you're doing so that you can be able to support a lady. These are expensive in terms of maintenance.
So if you don't have a job, you're not supposed to get married.
Not. I will not say that you're not supposed to get married, but you can just imagine how you'll be able to support your family. So it's good to look not necessarily a job, but something you're doing that can be able to bring in some few coins here and there for supporting the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, munasikia. So the next question, is it right for a Christian to date or marry a non-Christian?
I will answer that question in two perspectives. As a Christian, we have so many people attending church. They are just church attendees. They are not born again, so they're just Christians. For somebody who does not have those convictions of as a Christian, I should marry a Christian, and I would advise because different different religions have got different ways of doing things. So if you marry like to a Hindu and you used to worship your God who you believe is somewhere, but the Hindu will worship a cow. So you must understand that that will be your God from that time. And we milk cows. So and then that cow becomes your God. If you're marrying a Muslim, you understand you'll be bound by the Islamic law. So it's good to know what you are entering into. Number two, if it's for believers, Christians who are born again, First Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14 says that believers should not be equally yoked together with non-believers. So if you're born again, marry somebody who's born again for compatibility on the issues of spirituality. So it's good to consider that. But for just the commoners who are not very serious, they find themselves in that, but later it brings a lot of issues.
Okay. So it's not necessary that if you are Christian, if you are Christian, you can just marry a non-Christian. As in, since you've said a Christian, it's not how do I put this?
He's a born again and mwenye anaenda to church.
Yeah. So kuna huyu Christian but no, kuna hawa Christians but they are not born again. Kuna hawa watu wanaenda to church. So you can just marry a non-Christian.
But you must be very careful. Why are you getting married to a non-Christian? You're getting married to a non-Christian because possibility is you don't have convictions about your religion. Because just like I've said, religions have got different ways of the way they do things. Their philosophies, their view about God is totally different from one another. So compatibility in terms of religion will be very difficult for that person. So I am not categorically saying that neither am I giving permission that a Christian should marry a non-Christian. I was only giving that as a caution. That if you want to go that way, know that there are repercussions of doing that. And you should not come back here complaining, oh, this and this happens to me. Yeah, you should understand that.
Okay. So the next question will be, what are the keys of making a marriage last?
Okay, marriage is God's idea. Let's start there. It's God who came up with the issue of getting married. He created a man and he created a woman, and the Bible says the two shall become one. So for a marriage to be able to stand and work out, it must begin at the beginning, and the beginning is God. So God is the author of marriage. So it's good for people to understand that God should be the center of your marriage. When God is the center of your marriage, is your foundation, is your cornerstone, is everything, then it becomes very easy for you to be able to relate with one another. So if it is a man, you should be hid in God. The woman hid in God. When the two now find one another in God, it becomes easy. When there are issues, you know where to take them. You know, you're able to take them to God. So I believe God should be first in marriage, and I believe such a marriage, though hakuna marriage inakosanga issues, you'll be able to sort out those issues very fast. Number two, in marriage, another thing that is very important is people should be able to understand one another. If it's a man, you should understand the woman should understand the man, because we are created differently, even biologically, the way we view things, the way we communicate, the way we act. Men act differently to a situation, ladies act differently to a situation. So when you understand one another, it becomes very easy for you to be able to work out that marriage. Number three, communication is also very key in marriage. Many people fail to understand one another in terms of communication. You've not understood my language, the way I communicate, the way I talk, and then we begin to have issues. So it's good for people to work out on their communication level. Our communication level in marriage should be above optimum standard, where what I say is exactly what you understand. You know what I'm telling you, you understand it that way. If you don't, you ask, so that there's no complex in that. Now, it's also good and very important for especially distant marriages. If you're communicating through a phone, especially text, make sure that text is clearly understood. Because when it is not understood, you find yourself having a lot of issues. And labda ni kakitu kandogo tu yenye mngeelewana. So, but there are so many other factors that we make a marriage work. It's not just one big thing.
Okay.
There are several others. Those are just a few. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question will be like there is this question like you are dating and you have plans to get married, and then now you in the last minute, I mean last minute, maybe a week to a wedding or days to your wedding, and then you realize that this person is not the person that you thought they were. Maybe they were pretending or something of sort. Now, are you, as a Christian or a born again person, are you allowed to withdraw? And there's all those plans of getting married.
I would say better a broken relationship than a broken marriage. Um, Other than to enter into something that you're not prepared for, I think it's good to make that decision. Though it's tough and it's difficult, it's good to make that decision. Don't just enter into something out of pressure, from people at the because I had prepared a big thing, they are all this, what is going to happen to them, all those stuff. But you see, from there, all of us will leave, and we leave you there with what you chose. So I would prefer somebody to deal with with it at that very point in time, rather than entering into making a covenant and you be bound by that covenant and then coming out the following day. At the same time, also, I would also say let people do the right thing. Don't just marry any person. Get time to become friends with somebody, be friends, take time to be friends. This generation, you guys are in, I don't know who is rushing, you are in so much hurry. Take time, become friends, get to know one another, relate as much as you can, and then you begin to date. Use that dating to get to know one another. you're able to discern somebody who is pretending, somebody who is not true. Ask also friends, those who are close, true friends. Ask them about this person. How is this person? How do they behave? How do they carry themselves? And so use that dating time to get to know another, not whether na huku mnapelekananga coffee and outing and you go to do funny things. Let that time be a time to get to know another, so that when you're not comfortable with one another, and relationships, by the way, it doesn't mean because we are relating we are necessarily heading to marriage. We are relating to get to know another. If we can't work it out, then you're free to move. Na ni vizuri mtu akiachwa aachike, and people, you end a relationship and somebody decides that I'll kill you or I'll kill myself because of that. No, if the relationship is over, you keep on moving, you'll find somebody else and allow me also to move with my life. So that process itumike vizuri, so that when you get into marriage, that level of marriage, it's something, it has been a walk, and you have already accepted that truly this is the person that I want.
Okay. Watu mmesikia, pressure isifanye uolewe. So if you decide or you notice that the person is not the person, hata kama ni kesho, kata. So the last question. Now you in this process of dating, and you've dated and you've gotten married. And then now you in marriage, you realize that your expectations are not met, or let's put this, what's your take on unajua ukiwa pale kwa altar, for worse, for better, for worse, okay, how worse can it be? How worse is the worst, or how worse is worst?
Let me say this. Marriage is work, and for it to work, it must be worked out.
Key work.
People get married and think it will just be bliss, a walk in the park, just the way you've been relating in the relationship. As much as that fire should be maintained and brought into marriage, but when you come to marriage, let's be real. Marriage is not what people think. Marriage is work, but it's a good thing if it's worked out well. What people need to understand, and what I would advise, is there is no marriage which, when we come into it, where you don't have expectation and I don't have expectation. We all have expectations about this angel I married. I expect her to always remain an angel. But as much as a man, I want her to remain as an angel. Angels don't live in hell. I must create an environment that is heavenly for this angel to be able to dwell in it. So it should be like that. So, but understand also, sometimes the expectations we have in marriage, you enter there and you find they are not there. You married a man of God who used to preach fire and do all that. You think when you get married that I will still be the pastor who you got married, the man of God. But I'm a man, so you must give me room to be the man. And this man, as long as you're dealing with people, expect disappointments. I will disappoint you in one way or the other. I will not meet the expectation you ought to be there. But that should not be the end of marriage. You should learn how now to adjust. Those expectations are not meant. Adjust to the way the situations are. The issue of when can I quit because now I'm a fika married, it's worse. When a relationship begins to be abusive, like your partner begins to be abusive, violent, they want to fight you. Before we speak about anything else, come out. Let's be talking when you're already out. Separate first, not divorce, separate. Then let's talk about it and see whether you can be able to come back together to one another. So those are red flags. Violence, somebody always speaks to you in a very bad language.
What about infidelity?
Unfaithfulness is also there. But the sin of unfaithfulness is surpassed by the sin of the act of forgiveness. Jesus said no.
Okay.
So I can forgive you, but then we can talk, and I forgive you about that. Of course, the issue will be from there. Trust will be very difficult between us. So when it gets to a place whereby I'm abusive, I'm unfaithful, emotionally I'm not taking care of you, there are all those stuff that are happening around us. Then it's good first of all to give yourself time and walk out of it. Look for somebody you can talk to, share. They will advise you, they will counsel you, and if it will work out, then you can come back together. But if the worst leads to the worst, then you know the right thing to do.
Okay, guys, I can't imagine I'm talking about marriage now. I'm listening to advices about marriage. So thank you so much for being here in our channel. And if guys you want to ask more question or any other topic that you want us to look at it with him, kindly comment in the section and we will have him here again. So we want to appreciate you and thank you so much for your advice. And our people are also grateful. I know you are. And as Shix is not here, say hi to people.
Hi.
And here is where we end our video and catch you on the next video. Bye.